If you give them a task or you give them some type of responsibility, accountability, I think that allows these players to play hard. You know, the NBA, not everybody can score the ball. There's not, you know, once you reach the NBA, there's role players for a reason. They get paid the big bucks. They might average 6 points, 8 rebounds, but they're doing that on a nightly basis. They're still making very good money, and they continue to stay in the league because they're solidified in a role.
Let's make you in the hard position, right? Can you tell us top 3 the best basketball IQ in the national team right now?
Oh man,
basketball IQ wise. Let's talk about it.
Always put me on the hot seat.
Halo semuanya, ketemu lagi sama gue Idan di Mainbasket Podcast. Kali ini seperti biasa ada Adrian sana. Halo Adrian.
Yo.
Lalu kemudian ada Dimas. Ya Mas.
Hai.
Baju lu angkat dikit Mas, saya lihat Mas.
Hey.
Ya. Don't be rude. Dan kita punya satu tamu lagi, tamu istimewa hari ini, yaitu Tyler. Halo Tyler.
Hey, thank you. Selamat siang.
Selamat siang.
That's
Tyler
solid.
ini adalah asisten pelatih. I have to introduce you in bahasa Indonesia first, okay, Tyler?
Perfect, no worries.
Ya, jadi beliau di sini adalah pelatih skills untuk para pemain kita, khususnya pemain nasional yang lagi ngumpul di Jakarta. Oke, itu perkenalan kita. First of all, Coach Tyler, I'm going to call you Coach Tyler.
No, call me whatever you want, man. You're good.
Yeah, Coach Tyler. First of all, tell us a little about you. What do you do, and how did you end up helping us Indonesian basketball here? And when did you start things like that?
All right, my name is Tyler Farias, originally from Wilmington, North Carolina. I've been in this basketball industry for about 9 years. Grew up playing, high school, middle school, played in college. And then after that, I took an internship with the company I work for now, Impact Basketball. So I've had multiple roles with them. I started as an intern, then summer camp director, and then assistant player development. And then I took a brief stint. I went and worked with one of my best friends personally, Kyle O'Quinn. So I did a couple years with him, just personally, day-to-day stuff with him, training, all that sorts. And then linked back with Impact with this wonderful opportunity to come out here to Indonesia and, change the culture and change the narrative of what Indonesia basketball is.
Okay, first of all, I want to introduce you, Adrian. Adrian is our senior editor in Mainbasket. I forgot to tell you that.
Yeah.
Dimas was a former player. He's one of the best point guard in our national league.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When he was playing during 2010 to 2015, the name of the league was NBL Indonesia. He was the leader for assists and steal.
Oh,
that's
okay.
Yeah.
Still holding but he can shoot. He cannot shoot.
No, shoot.
Hey,
very bad.
Just leave him on the tree.
Yeah.
No, we're not that. Man, that can't be true.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, man.
And now Dimas is also coaching in DBL Academy.
Very nice.
He's the head coach of the DBL Academy. It's been like 5 years. Dimas, more than 5 years, I think.
Yeah, more than.
Definitely.
Okay.
DBL, that's just out of Surabaya, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, Coach Tyler, coming from the United States and then watching the ability of our players, Indonesian basketball players, what was your first impressions, or what did you think back then? And then what do you give them or teach them now?
So when I first got here, skill isn't too far off from where we come from. Obviously, you just take skill wise, it's not too far, but being fully developed around is what I saw in most of the players. Like some players are either really good at shooting, but they can't dribble, or some people are really good at dribbling, can't shoot. Compared to back home, that's more of a, full or more players are, able to wear two different hats, you know what I'm saying? Or three different hats, being able to, create or shoot and stuff like that. So skill wise, it's not far off, I think it's just the repetition, the constant repeating of the fundamentals, the teaching of it, maybe have been missed, in their development. And because coming back home, you start with like the little things. Obviously, you work with a kid or anything, you want to do like fundamentals, you want to do footwork, ball handling, like those are like the main keys, before you get into the shooting and to, developing their moves and everything like that. So I think with that, you can see some things like if they're right-handed, the right hand is amazing. And we try to get them to go left, and you can tell it's very off, So, it's like, or vice versa. If they're left-handed, they're very good at going left, and they don't want to go right. So definitely with what I've been, with my type of, teaching and, training and stuff like that, I want my players to be, unpredictable. I don't want the scouting report to be force him left. We want to be able to, all right, if they take my left hand away, I'm just as comfortable going right, and vice versa. Or, I don't want them to say, go under screens, just like you're saying, coach, they say, leave them open. We don't want that. We want our players to be able to confidently shoot the ball at a high percentage. And so, with the fundamental skill is one thing, but also instilling the confidence in them, knowing they can do it. Sometimes, in developing, you need to tell your players, good job, it's okay, be a reinforcement, because I see sometimes you make a mistake, they're quick to beat themselves up. Like, oh my, like the world's over. But basketball is such a quick game. We got to forget about it. You messed up. It's okay. You can make it up. There's, a lot of time left. Basketball goes like this, and just instilling that confidence in them is one of the main things I'm actually really trying to do with everybody.
Yeah. Thank you. Before Adrian gives you a question, or Dimas, I think as a fan of Indonesian basketball, we found that when we were watching the game at the international level, we found that on the biggest stage or at the higher level of competitions, our players, I think you would agree that our players really need improvement in terms of player skill.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about it? Do you think the gap between our players, Indonesian players, with let's say Philippines or let's say Japan or Asian countries, is it that far, the gap?
I personally don't think it's far.
Okay.
I do not. I think it's, I haven't been here for long, but, I've heard the stories and talking and, seeing the development and seeing where some of these games are. And then, watching us playing the SEA Games and win it. And then, we've proven it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, there might have been doubt in the years beforehand, but, Philippines and Asia, is considered the top dogs, but we've proven to them that we could take them down. So the gap between them is not far at all, in my opinion. I think it's Indonesian basketball is on the rise. Like, it's all going forward, and then these players and the commitment to the game is what's going to, continue to raise that level and be equal or even better than some of these countries in the future.
What about like let's say Jordan and China, Korea? What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Is it far?
I mean, Jordan. No, we should have easily beat Jordan. If you paid it, if you
like that confidence. I like the confidence.
And I'm confident with anything I do if I'm involved in it. I think, but it's, if I'm confident, I got to make sure the rest of the squad is just as confident, So, but if you checked Asia Cup, we won every first quarter in our pool.
Yeah.
We're up every first quarter. We came out, boom. And then our problem was just answering when they decided to throw a hammer or, a jab or they go on a run. We kind of crumbled. And, that's like the type of resilience we got to have. We can't, we came out great. When things are going bad, we got to be able to get out of that. When things are good, we're great, but when it gets that bad part, it's like, oof, like we got to be able to be stronger and tougher to finish. But Jordan, easily, we should have had him in both the Windows and the Asia Cup. We let those slip. China, they've been a powerhouse for a while. You can play with, you can complain about the size and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, if you look at transitioning in basketball, it's starting to become small ball, even in the NBA, you got Draymond 6'6", 6'7", playing as center with four guards. Obviously they're like, 6'4", 6'5", but the style of game they play is very hard to guard. So if you can develop that with the, talent and the roster you have, I believe anybody can be beaten on any day. So, China was just a big matchup for us, and, all these other teams, it's not about, more just the toughness now the confidence. Like you step on that floor, I feel like we have to believe we're here for a reason. We're not just here to show up. We put that Indo jersey on, we wear those colors. We got to fight more with the pride. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's one thing for us that we're going to continue to work on.
Great. Adrian, have any question?
Yeah, Tyler, do you have anything surprising you when you came here? I mean, like, let's compare this to the soccer national team, the football national team. We had a World Cup coach from Korea. His name is Shin Tae-yong. Mm-hmm. When he came here first time, he was surprised. I mean, it is a national team, the senior national team, and they cannot pass the ball correctly, cannot control the ball correctly. Do you have anything like that? I mean, like, wow, this is wow. How they feel?
The one big shocker is the generosity of everybody wanting to pass and not shooting the ball at the beginning. It's like we were playing live, and it's like they're open, but they didn't want to shoot, but they wanted to make an extra pass, but it leads to a turnover. It's like too much unselfish basketball at times. Like I reiterate, the game of basketball, it's basketball. Put the ball in the basket. All these extra pads, you know what I'm saying?
I'm very happy that you noticed it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, who would have thought, like, that's the name of the game, So, when I got these guys, just trying to, be more confident in, if you're open, it's okay to shoot it. Like, you don't need to make the extra pass, and you don't need to, swing it. If you're open, shoot it, and be confident with what you do. Like, it's okay. Everybody misses. Like, I just wanted to give the wild aspect that if you miss a shot, it's not the end of the world. You're going to get more, and I need you to hit them. So they're very passy. Like, they have an open layup, but it's like they want to pass it. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, they get the ball in the paint 2 feet away, and like at the beginning they would just look to pass. It's like somebody right next to them. I'm like, you can shoot the ball, right? They're like, yeah. I'm like, all right, then shoot it. Like, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? So that's one thing that very shocked me is like the unselfishness. Like, it's good, but it's also like, I need somebody to score the ball as well. We keep going around hot potato passing. We're never going to get the ball in the basket.
What do you think the problem?
So that was one big thing.
What do you think the problem with that? I mean, like, is that a mindset, or I mean, like
confidence?
Yeah,
it's confidence. They gotta. It's our job as coaches, play development and stuff like that, to make sure that that when they stepped on the floor, that we prepared you and we let you know that you're confident. We put you out there for a reason, You don't get to play minutes just because of, nothing else. It's because you're talented, you're skilled, and your ability to be out there. So when you're out there, play basketball. It's like they know how to play, and sometimes I just feel like they're hesitant, Like, I mean, they be looking at me. I have real conversations with all of them. I keep it 100% honest. I expect high accountability effort on all their parts. I don't care if you're started playing 30 minutes or you get in for 2 minutes. You got to bring the same type of level when you come in there. So be confident. Ain't nobody gonna yell at you. It's not the end of the world. You miss a shot. Like, it'd be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really feel like if they miss, it's like, oh my, like, they're so scared to miss. It's like, one of the things I've been seeing, lately is like, our biggest growth comes from our failures. So if you turn the ball over, how do you bounce back from that? It's easy to stay down. You know what I'm saying? But boom, get better from it, learn from it, be a student, keep, asking questions, shoot again, so that's one thing I would like to, we're going to change. It's on the change now, but more confident shooters,
I'm glad that you're talking about that, because it's also in our mind, like, every time. And I believe that this is about mindset, and also it's about the culture the culture. I want to talk to you about the IBL. What do you think about the games in IBL? I mean, I believe everything should start from our highest league. Maybe you watch some of the games.
For sure.
Yeah. What are the most important things that teams need to start doing in order to improve the quality of their game to make sure that things like that won't happen anymore?
Well, first of all, I had an amazing time at the IBL playoffs. I want to shout out to IBL, every staff member, all the teams that competed. I had a very fun watching the games. The atmosphere was great. The fans, crew, all etc. So I really enjoyed myself, and I'm glad I was able to get up there to watch the whole playoffs. Actually, I think I maybe missed one game, but it's kind of I think it's going in the right way. Rules and regulations change, but it's kind of the man, it's tough because it's like I've seen some really good things out there, but it comes to I feel like when it comes to the imports, it's like I feel like the local players feel like they have to give them the ball. Like, obviously, I don't know, I'm not inside each organization, but it's like they force it to the imports because they're here, and they're supposed to be the big name players, but they're supposed to help uplift as well the local players, bring them to their level. They're here for a reason, not just to, be passive to them. And, I could see in a couple games, they're forcing it to the, big, trying to get a entry pass, but turnover. And instead of playing real basketball, if he's not open, I got to drive, or if they, double him, I got to be ready to shoot the ball when he gives it to me. So I think it's like the emphasis, on too much of the import as just being an import instead of it being our team and our organization who's going to win. Sometimes I've seen a little bit too much of that, in my opinion.
Okay.
Dimas, have a question?
I want to ask straight to your player now.
Yeah.
The national team. What do you think? How many players you got now, catch and shoot player now?
Catch and shoot.
Yes.
If they were always ready to shoot and had no players, I'd say at least five. Five.
Okay.
Five that I want to just get them up. If
Okay.
you're open, just shoot it because you're a threat. So I could probably name five right now that's ready to lock that thing down and snipe it down.
Because in my mind, that's our needed.
Yeah.
To our national team, because your offense system is very fast.
Yeah.
And you can open at the wing corner, but when we see that, sometimes they not wanted to shoot.
Exactly. That's I mean, it's tough to say, it's what's going through their mind, the atmosphere, things like that. But the more confidence that they understand, the simple stuff. If you're open, catch and shoot, that will continue to open the offense more for them, because now you're a threat. Good teams are going to see, oh, he don't want to shoot. So we're not even going to close out hard. We're going to close out short, and that's what, I'm going to bring back Asia Cup again.
Yes.
Teams adjusted to us in the second quarter. And that's why we got, we didn't know what to do because first quarter we had momentum. Our offense was going. Then they started to see how we're running it. Then they would now they're denying screens. Now they're pressing up over, chasing screens instead of going under. And, we got to be ready to counter and stuff like that. Just like a simple catch and shoot can, we start hitting a couple. Now, defense has to adjust to us. And now they're not helping off him. That opens up the pick and roll on the other side and so forth on that. No, I'm on board with you on that one.
I want to tell you some story when I play in international games in Phuket, Thailand.
Yeah.
We against all USA player, American player, just 7 player, one team.
Yeah.
And some player met to his teammate and he said, if you not shoot when I pass, I don't want to pass to you again. He said like that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then, and then the players already take a shot when he passed them. That's what we need, right? In national team.
Yeah.
No, I agree, because if you're not going to shoot it when you're open, I'll just keep the ball and shoot it for myself. I'm confident, because it's like it's helping each other out. It's making, being able to understand if you get an open shot with 18 on the shot clock, that's probably our best shot. Instead of trying to continue something and you think we might get a better one later, we might not. We might turn it over. We always got to be ready whether to shoot at 18 or 3 seconds on the shot clock. And we have to understand what's a good shot, what's a bad shot, And, I think, just like that. It's like, if I'm going to give you the ball and you're just going to pass it, like, why would I continue to pass the ball if you're not going to be ready to shoot it?
Yeah.
So, no, that's big as well, especially if you're open. It's understanding if it's a tough basket, pick and roll, crowded and you kick it. Okay, that's one thing. But if I drive, bring your man over and I kick it to the corner wide open and you don't want to shoot it, that hurts us. I need you to take that shot. I need you to take that shot with confidence, because I'm obviously passing you the ball with confidence too. Because I made the right play. Now it's your job to finish it.
Yeah, we need more player like that. Catch and shoot.
Catch and shoot.
T, do you think it's also about
I like the Dimas perspective on that, because Dimas collected assists.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably made a couple passes like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm going for a double-double here. Double-double leads to more paychecks. Double-double leads to more money, I hear you on that one.
Do you think it's also about the basketball IQ or something like that?
Oh, for sure. The IQ is, definitely you have to be able to read a play, Offenses are set to help you get going, but, a defense is going to give you a different look every time. So your cuts aren't going to be open. They might double a ball screen. They might go under screens. You have to figure out what's the next best thing to counter on what the defense gave us. Never force it. So the IQ for sure. Definitely. We got smart players though.
Right. Yeah. And how we can improve that basketball IQ thing?
I think kind of, just voicing it and just, I think video is huge. I believe if you sit down with the player, you break it down to them, even if it's 1-on-1 or 3-on-3, you just break it down to them so they visualize, they can see themselves out there, Obviously they're playing, but, all great players and, they look at their own tape, like they see the floor, what they could have done better. Next time I come off, I got to be able to read. So I think, video sessions are huge. I think that's a huge, you're always a student of the game. You can always develop, you can always get better. So I believe that will help with the IQ. And then just putting them in situations to, make decisions. They got to be able to make those decisions, and be vocal. One thing is definitely is the communication on the court. Being able to talk to each other, and the accountability. So it's like, if there's some high-level IQ players, they have to be able to tell the guys that what they're doing wrong and, voice it to them and, being on the same page. And it's like they have it, but they, don't do it. And so, I try to get the leaders, the veterans, he's got a problem. Help him out. Show him next time on the ball screens. If he goes under, I need you to flip it and, and then we'll be open. Little things like that, because that's how we get on the same page. We're on the same page, the system will flow. And, I think just the leadership and just being vocal will also help, with the IQ. Because we have some IQ on this team. I've seen, multiple players, guards-wise, being able to read. But they just got to, be accountable for the whole team as well. And step up.
Let's make you in the hard position, right? Can you tell us top 3 the best basketball IQ in the national team right now?
Oh, man.
Basketball IQ wise, let's talk about it.
Always put me on the hot seat. I always put in the top 3.
Let's go.
Top 3.
You want to drink first? Let's get it.
Man. No, honestly, all of our guys are good. But IQ, I think the captain Archie. He's a big one of the big vocal leaders there. He's comes from the States, but he's been here, so he has that mentality of having both. And he's very, in practice is very vocal, and with the younger guys as well. Agassi for sure. I like Agassi. I think he's going to be a great player for the future of the rest of this team with his skill set, mindset, being able to read stuff. And, oh, man, I got a list. I can't just give you three. Because I got to put Proston Weedy in there, too. Proston Weedy, Prostavo Weedy, the point guards and stuff like that. Great minds, great reading ability. And just for them, it's they know the game. They just got to be more vocal with it, more leadership, more, bringing the team up as one, talking in the huddles, making sure everybody's on the same page. But, I mean, those four guys for sure. Yuta's next up for sure. He's coming right along. We got plenty of guys coming with the potential. I'm telling you, there is talent here. We just got to get them to the full, solid basketball players with fundamentals, IQ, strength, speed, all that stuff.
Dimas?
Hey, you said your top two, Arki and Agassi, they come from state, right?
Yeah.
They play there. What's the different mentality USA and Indonesia? How you can bring that mentality to your country, to our country?
It's coming. It's coming. I'm seeing glimpses of it sometimes during scrimmages, during live.
Okay.
Yeah, like when we in inter-squad scrimmages, live action stuff. I'm seeing the mentality. And, I try to remind these guys that, basketball, it's business when we're out there. So, when we make red and white, we're going at each other. Like it's the only way to uplift us. Like we have to attack each other as we're going against the Philippines. We're going against Jordan. Like take that mindset and like no more like, buddy, practices needs to be, it's business here, like people get, it's not personal. So if I bump you,
I get it.
What I mean? Hard foul, just trying to make you tougher. So I think, just kind of, showing those guys and, I just, I'm very detailed with them and I try to, if I see something, let them know like, it's competitive time. Let's go. There's a winner and a loser. Like which side of the ball you want to be on. And I think that just needs to be more instilled in them. Like compete. Always want to win, So I think the mentality is coming.
Gue mau jelasin sesuatu dulu ya, pakai bahasa Indonesia ya.
Mas. You want to explain it in bahasa Indonesia first? Okay.
Kultur ya, kalau gue ya di basket Indonesia dari dulu gue main tuh kulturnya Indonesia. Maksud gue bukan nggak boleh sopan santun. Maksud gue bukan nggak boleh sopan ya, tapi kata dia bisnis gitu loh. Saat lu udah main di pro, ini gue lakuin sebenarnya. Gue juga salah sebenarnya. Terlalu baik ke sama pemain, maksudnya sopan tuh terlalu baik. Jadi kalau teman lu salah, ya udah lu biarin aja gitu loh. Kalau lu tahu dia salah, lu benerin kan, membangun timnya menjadi baik gitu loh. Jadi lu talking shit to your friend di lapangan, ya it's okay gitu loh. Nah, kulturnya Indonesia kan, setuju nggak lu Boy, Adrian sama Idan? Sopan santun, maksudnya sopan santun tuh lu harus pernah sopan sama yang lebih tua kan. Tapi saat lu berbisnis, ya di pro, ya lu harus lakukan itu maksudnya dia. Karena itu baik loh sebenarnya. Karena sejauh ini di IBL itu banyak terjadi. Makanya gue bilang kan pernah di episode sebelumnya, sama even mereka lagi bermain nih, lagi di game, real game, dia marahin temannya karena dia salah melakukan sesuatu gitu loh. Tapi kan itu baik. Oke.
Adrian bisa sampein nggak ke Tyler apa yang dibilang sama Dimas tadi?
Apa?
Sampein ke Tyler apa yang dibilang sama Dimas tadi?
It's just all the same with what Tyler said is about how the culture, because here we don't talk shit. I mean, we don't talk shit in our teammates. That's worst part, right? I mean, that's our culture, man. Because like I think you felt that. I mean, when they first met you, I mean, like coach. They bow a lot, man. We're not Japan, but we bow a lot.
No, for sure.
That's.
I understand it for sure.
Yeah. T, I also want to talk about you've been in a couple places in Indonesia, in this couple city. Let's talk about the coaches.
Yeah.
How do you see their knowledge?
I think when it comes to the X's and O's, I don't think they always is room for improvement. I think they're very solidified in that category, but when it comes to developing a player, teaching the game, it's like, I don't think there's enough emphasis on that. Like, I feel like it's strict. Like when you do X's and O's, like you only do this. It's like, we're not preparing them to read ball screens or read a pin down or read a coverage. Like, because you have to be able to read the floor to be able to execute what you want. So it's, if a team takes away something, they need to be prepared to, do the opposite instead of forcing it. And sometimes it's robotics. It's like, all right, pass here, pass here, pass here. But what if that second pass is taken away? They get scrambled and they're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So it's the mindset of, yes, the X's and O's are important, but also teaching them and letting them have the ability to be free enough to create, being able to create for themselves. All right, dribble handoff is not there. He goes back door. All right, I got to be able to, swing it the other way and go that way. Instead of, all right, if this option's not there, they get lost sometimes. Like, all right, I'm supposed to pass it. Like, what can I don't know what to do next. Especially for the.
That's a basketball IQ, right?
That's the IQ right there. All right, back door, boom. And all right, plays broken. All right, let's set a ball screen. Or just simplifying it in the infrastructure of your offense. If play breaks down, we need an immediate ball screen. Or being able to teach them, okay, look at this angle. Break down the play. Look at the angle he's giving you. You have to be able to attack the big man. Going downhill guard to create for our offense. Like that type of teaching needs to be more improved, in my opinion. Like teaching them the game of basketball. When X's and O's don't go right, we gotta be able to still create some type of offense and giving them the freedom to, all right, boom, it's not there. I need you to be able to reverse the ball down screen or have principles. And I think that type of teaching needs to be improved, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what we really care about, man. I mean, we're glad that you talk about it. I mean, the FIBA Asia Cup was really crazy experience for me. That's my first FIBA event. But
me too.
When I saw Australian playing, I mean, they're not even calling any play. They just run the ball. I mean,
they run the ball. They run the ball and they have principles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, so it's boom, we want to get a fast break. We don't got a fast break. The big man sets a high screen. Boom, we come off it. If I don't have it, some guy shapes up. Okay, another big comes. They allow their players to play within their system. They allow them to play. Too much hands-on, in my opinion, for coaches sometimes. It's like they want to be controlled of the whole thing. But, as coaches, in my opinion, our job is to prepare them. When they're out there, they are controlling the floor. I can't stop practice and, I only get 5 timeouts a game. I can't call it and draw it up. Again, I have to be able to prepare them that they're prepared for any occasion, whether it's hectic, whether plays not running, whether they're open, they need to be able to catch and shoot. I need to be able to be able to run the team by themselves. I don't need to be calling out every play and instructing everything. Like, let the point guard. That's the point guard's job. I think the best relationship is between your star player / point guard with the head coach, and then he needs to be able to keep the rest of the team accountable on the floor during that time. So,
because we talk about this. How far the national team to play like that, to know the principles about things? Because we all know that we play this horn thing, this thumbs up thing. Yeah, there's a lot of play call right in the play, and then we saw Australian just running principles. Mm-hmm. How far is that?
We're not far. We got till we're gonna be ready for next SEA Games to defend that medal. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So the stride from when we started in April to now, and the guys knowing the culture, the guys knowing what they're capable of, and the guys that are almost in the mix of being the seniors. It's like, look what they've done. Like now they're hungry to be a part of that. Now they want to make that roster. So with that hungriness brings more competitiveness. That brings everybody's, level to another thing, So now they have the confidence of what they're able to achieve, and they've shown flashes of it. So it's now just more reps, more on them, and just not letting them think that, one medal's enough. We want more. We want to win 3 in a row, 4 in a row, 5 in a row. Just like LeBron said in Miami, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. We want, second place ain't an option. And that's like, that's the mindset that we want to continue to have for them now. Because now they've shown the world what they're capable of. And we've made some noise, and we want to continue to make noise with every competition that we join in.
Yeah. But still, Tyler, in NBA, some key players seem like they have a continuous improvement every season. New skills added, or they just getting better at what they do. Let's say if last season they shot 35% of field goals, the next season they reach 40%, or maybe like 5 rebounds per game, move up to 8 rebounds per game in the next season. My question is, how should a player here in Indonesia, or is there a way for a player to recognize their best skill or weapon in games? And then how to spot that they still need something to improve on that skill, especially when it is hard in Indonesia to find skilled coaches like you.
Yeah. So, obviously, you have to be real with yourself and understand what your strength is, Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure any basketball mind, if they see a player play, it's like, all right, we can tell you what your strengths are, But when it comes to, the IBL, I think it's somewhat a coach's job to instill a role in each player.
Yeah.
You're going to play 10 minutes a game, 5-minute stretches, or, however they break it down. Your job out there is to rebound the ball and play defense. If you give them a task or you give them some type of responsibility, accountability, I think that allows these players to play hard. The NBA, not everybody can score the ball. There's not, once you reach the NBA, there's role players for a reason. They get paid the big bucks. They might average 6 points, 8 rebounds, but they're doing that on a nightly basis. They're still making very good money, and they continue to stay in the league because they're solidified in a role. Not everybody can score 20 points a game. So you got to find your niche that keeps you out there and that keeps you valuable. So I think as a coach's job, if you go to a player, like, obviously be ready to score when you're open, but for you to be successful and to help our organization, I need you to give me 5 rebounds a game. Boom. And, just little things like that to give them confidence, keep them accountability. All right. And even especially your star players. If you don't score, we're not good. So you need to make this team run, like distinguishing stuff like that to keep them accountable. You got to make your star players feel star, like not special, but, you make this team run, every star player or star players on every team. If they don't perform, the guys underneath them got to be ready, but keep everybody accountable for a position or a role to make them succeed. And if they know when they're going to play, all right, I'm the second big. I'm the second string big. All right, I got to come perform. We got an 8-point lead. I got to make sure when I get out there, we maintain the lead, that my numbers are positive. And then, always my thing is I want all my players to be able to do anything. From big man to guards, everybody should be able to handle the ball. Not killer crossovers like AI or anything like that. But if my guard gets trapped and I swing it to the big in the backcourt, he needs to be able to push that ball up and, confidently start the offense maybe. And I think just, just like you said, going from 30%, 35% to 40% they're shooting, they're hungry for that, They look at the stats. Stats are a thing for a reason. Great ones look at it. Damn, look at my shooting sense. I got to get it up. I got to get in the gym. I got to get more time now.
Business, right?
It's business. I got, just like I say, this job is, it depends on how you approach it. If this was wants to be your career, if you want to take this, to be the best at it, what are you doing to lift yourself up to the high role player, to the highest paid player in the league? Like, what are you doing to solidify that? You putting enough work in, Some people think just showing up to practice is enough. The star players, they're putting in extra work, 2 workouts, 3 workouts, 4 workouts a day, you got to go through some pain, and you got to fall in love with the passion and the grind of basketball, because it takes a lot out of you for sure.
Okay.
To be great.
Maybe this is the last question from me. Nanti maybe Adrian still have any, or Dimas. At the low level, or to young players who want to be a great basketball players, what is your advice for them? Or what is the best way to achieve their dreams, in your opinion, Coach T?
For the youth?
Yes.
You know, take it, you know, from looking at, you know, the people they look up to. You know, there's plenty of resources. You know, YouTube's huge. There's workouts. You have to get in the gym. Whatever you put into this game, I'm a true believer you'll get it back, you know, eventually. So you have to grind. You know, for the young kids, ball handling, left hand, right hand, both hands need to be just as equal. You know, that is huge. If you can dribble the ball, you're already an asset. You know, you're already, you know, able to do something. You know, and just working on fundamentals, shooting, form shooing, the little tedious stuff people think is just, I don't feel like doing that, and you know, that's the stuff that, you know, will eventually show. You know, the fine tuning, the small details, holding your follow through, you know, dribbling the ball for, you know, hours on end, and, you know, getting in shape, you know, being strong, you know, being quick, like all those stuff, you know, it develops you into a solid basketball player. And so for the youth, that's big, you know, just having those key things down. So now when it's time to, you know, a coach puts you in the offense or anything like that, you're able to handle the ball and show, you know, what you're doing, and, you know, be productive as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Coach. Adrian, still have any?
Yeah. Since you're working with Impact Basketballs, you also get in touch with a lot of NBA players, right? You name Kylo Quinn as one of your best friend, but what is the key for NBA player, as you saw, to stay in NBA, except that you know, that level of hungriness or something like that?
They're professionals. You know, at the end of the day, my job is to be a basketball player. So it takes commitment. It takes, you know, got to take care of your body, the treatment. One of my also good friends is Kyle Lowry,
right,
for Miami Heat. You know, he's been an impact guy.
Kyle fat ass Lowry.
nah,
everybody. I mean, Debo say it.
Yeah, people saying that. Nah, that's been built for years, you know. But he's productive. He's a champion, so you can't take nothing away from him. But you see, he's dedicated himself to a whole nother grind. He's out there doing his thing, ready for year 15. I don't even know what year it is now. But, you know, seeing him day in, day out, his commitment, you know, is all day. You know, when it's time to lock it, you know, getting ready for training camp, he is, boom, 6 a.m. cardio, boom, 9 a.m. shots, 1 p.m. hot Pilates, massage, then, you know, weightlifting. Like, his schedule is, and his dieting and his professionalism, because he's committed to it. You know, you have to commit to this. If it's your lifestyle and you want it to be your day in and day out job, you have to put all your effort and all of your, you know, hard work into it. It's going to be tough. But that's why the great people like him stay around this game for years on end. You know, that's why he's making the money that he's making. Because he's proven the day in, day out, he's a winner. He's consistent. He's a leader. And he's all around true point guard you need for your team. But he's just one guy. Tremel Darden, he played overseas. He's had like a 20-year career, but his schedule is the same. Comes in early, stretches, weightlifting, dieting. His commitment to his craft is his number one priority. You know, so having that mindset is what these players need to have. That this game comes first. And then when you're done doing your thing, then you can, you know, go enjoy yourself and, you know, have fun. But sometimes you need 2-3 workouts a day to, you know, push yourself to the next level, you know, and that's what I'm trying to get these guys to do. Like, it takes more than just this practice to get to where you want to be, you know, do stuff by yourself, call a teammate, let's go get the shots up, you know, ask for advice, ask for stuff, you know, but find that hunger that whatever you want from this game, make sure you put into it.
Dimas?
Dim, lo ada pertanyaan nggak, Dim?
Okay, last. The player need training with a coach like you, like skill coaching, yeah, individual coach. And you agree about on the team, if you practice with training coach and you be great on your team. But in your team, you need many games for the team, or you need a player with a good skill make this team better. What do you think?
I think you need a mix. You need a whole mix of everything for a team. You need solidified skill players. You need guys who are really good at one thing. You need a loose cannon who gets out there and just gives you energy and stuff like that. You need a team of different personalities, but the same goal. Because if everybody's the same, it's gonna get weird. Everyone, is not gonna push each other. But as long as everybody's locked into the same goal and committed to the ultimate goal, that I believe that's the great team atmosphere to have for the organization or for the national team, is everybody's committed, everybody's locked in, everybody's on the same path to doing what we need to do. So I think you got to have a mix. Like, I don't skill, everything.
So need a more game for national team, right?
More what? More game?
More games for the national teams.
More games? You talking about like playing games, or like more like
scrimmage, like real?
Nothing's a better teacher than actually playing the game. You only get you get game reps. You can do game rep shots. You can do stuff like that, but nothing translates more to real live action. So if you more inter squad scrimmages, or we play against local local players. We get 10 of them, 10 of us, or whoever. We start playing against other people than ourselves. I think that it will help us always, for sure. But but when it comes to that scrimmaging and that inter squad, and when that whistle blows, it's competing time. Whether I'm playing against my teammates or whether I'm playing against anybody else, it's game on. Like, I want to win. So I think with all that, and you got to put, sometimes it might be boring to put up 500 shots, but that's the stuff that needs to be done. 300 shots, 500 shots. How many we making? I keep them accountable, like, keep track of what you're shooting. Like, don't just shoot the ball and shoot. If I say shoot 6, how many we making consistently? We're going 4 for 6. We're going 3 for 6. I said, and then you start putting your numbers in your head. Look up, then I'd be like, all right, you shot 20 shots. You made 9. Now I translated to you're wide open. No defense yet. So now you're not even shooting 50% open. I said, now we have to pay attention to details and we need to shoot more shots. I try to always do stuff like that as well. But the skill is very important, but also playing as well.
Adrian, still questions?
Yeah. Let's put T back to the hot seats, right?
Oh man, here we go. Here we go.
Since, how long you been here now? How long you been in the national
I've been here
team?
since April.
Since April. You've been coaching a lot of player. I mean, they made a team, they not. Now you got youngsters coming up. Let's if you're the head coach, put your starting 5.
Starting 5. Oh my gosh, for the senior?
Yeah, of course. For the next SEA Games, I mean, like from the player that you already getting into it.
Oh man, I don't know if I want to answer this. Yeah.
No, let's go, man. Let's.
Golly. Obviously, you're putting Derek Michael. You're putting Jojo in there. Those are your bigs for sure.
No. Except Jojo. Come on, let Jojo out.
He's in there. I mean, I didn't know. Okay, so no Jojo.
Of course he is. Of course he will in.
Hey, I'm a huge Vincent fan. I'm gonna tell him right now. Shout out to Vincent. I just need him to come into practice a little more swag than he does. He needs to have more. He's one I need to have more confidence in shooting that ball because he can shoot that thing. So, I'm going Vincent, Derek Michael, Brom. Oh my gosh. I mean, I got 9 for you. I can't put 5. I got 9 people. I got 9 people I'm riding with. As long as they ride for me, like they know I ride for them. Man. Dang, you guys put me in a hot seat, bro.
Yeah, of course, man.
Agassi.
Who's the point guard? Who's the point guard?
This is my guy right here. I'm going Weedy. Weedy's my dog.
Weedy.
Weedy's my dog.
Right.
Shout out to you and Prost. You guys are in my 9 for sure. But Weedy, you know what I seen him do in the IBL with West Bandit, and his pace of the game is he just got to be more. He got to be more confident in himself. I tell him that every day in practice. That's my guy. He has a high skill level because he's a good catcher shooter. He can pull up. You know, he's tough. He's smart. He just got to have that swag out there more. You know, have more confidence in him. And I know he's gonna see this and say something about it, but I tell him every day in practice the same thing. But yeah, that's my 5 right there. If you had to put a gun to my head and say,
hey, wait.
5.
Since you pick Vincent, we all been there. Vincent been in the national team. I mean, 16, 17 years old.
Yeah.
He's been there for a long time. Do you like him playing like he's playing so far as a traditional big man, or you want to change him more?
I want him to be able to shoot the 3 ball. I want him to stretch the floor. I don't want him back. He's not a back to the basket player for me. He's your undersized 5-man. You know, he plays hard, he's aggressive, but he can shoot. And he just, you know, he hasn't been instilled the confidence to let that thing ride. And, you know, if it's my choice, I'm spacing him. I'm putting him in the corner sometimes, letting him shoot that thing because he has nice form. He's a great shooter in practice, but in game times, he doesn't look to shoot. We're working on that. But, you know, he showed me in the playoffs he can shoot. He had a nice little game, maybe game 2, I think.
Yeah.
He was pick and roll, hitting mid-range jumpers, and I just need them to be able to see that. No matter what level it is, you can still do it. Whether you're playing the IBL or we're playing national competition against Jordan or anything like that, it's the same mindset, you know, and have that same confidence no matter what league you're playing in. So, no, Vincent is definitely.
My message to you, put the ground Vincent's every practice, right?
Yes, sir. Vincent, you gotta put that thing up. We gotta shoot that thing. You know? That's my thing. I tell them to shoot that ball. You open, shoot it.
Yeah.
That's a thumb and rule in basketball. If you can shoot the ball, shoot it.
Yeah.
Right, that's it for me, T. That's it for me.
Yeah.
Me too.
Thank you, Coach Tyler. It's almost an hour from our previous plan. Is only 30 minutes. It's almost an hour.
I can talk to you guys all day. You mean we can any more questions? We can talk basketball here, anywhere else, you know?
Offline, coach.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, we can talk more personal stuff off camera.
You're going to have a practice at 4, right?
Yeah. Practice at 4 with the older guys for sure.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your time, Coach Tyler. Thank you for all the explanations. Thank you for the talking here. Hopefully you will bring this national team of Indonesia to a very better place than we are now.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. Indo, be on the lookout for the rise of the national team. We're coming. We're going to continue to, you know, show out and represent this country as it should be. So I appreciate you guys for having me, and you know, we'll definitely talk soon.
Amin. Oke, teman-teman semuanya, itu dia ngobrol sama Coach Tyler di Mainbasket Podcast. Dimas, seperti biasa, udah lama gue denger.
Subscribe Mainbasket Podcast. Kalau mau tahu ada video terbaru dari kita, nyalakan notifikasi ya, biar gampang kalau ada update dari kita. Oke.
Thank you guys, sampai jumpa.
Thank you, Coach.
Take care. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Hey, don't be rude.
Don't be rude.